Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Fonz Talker. It is I, Fonz the Falcon, your jersey connoisseur here in the wonderful world of YouTube. And look, better late than never. I know I said for the Boston Bruins video, which by the way you should definitely check out, that I was going to do the St. Louis Blues one very soon, but it was a little bit like, listen, life gets in the way, but hey, we're here now. I'm going to review the St. Louis Blues uniforms. Like I said, for the Boston Bruins one, so far two teams have debuted some brand new uniforms and overall rebranding. The Bruins was one, like I said before, and now we're going to talk about the St. Louis Blues one, which went to more of a vintage style look here. Now quickly with the St. Louis Blues, before these new uniforms we're going to be talking about the original road home and road ones. They debuted them back in 2014 with that old logo since 1999. Now these new uniforms are inspiration from their original 1967 to 68 uniforms. Now two of their more recent winter classic jerseys also paid a little bit of homage to it with a little bit of inspiration from both those uniforms. In 2017 they debuted a light blue winter classic jersey, which is an inspiration for their now home uniforms. And their new road uniforms are inspired from their 2022 Winter Classic jersey. So overall, from the past era in the 60s to their more recent Winter Classic jersey, it's combined into one for their brand new rebranding. And the design returned to their original blue and yellow palette from the earlier years, with the 1998 Blue Note logo is now recolored to updated color scheme. And the previous navy-based home uniform they've used since 2014 will still be used in the rotation, more on that later. And on top of the updated new logo, they also got brand new alternate logos, 3 of them to be exact. And of course, we're going to break them all down and give my grades and opinions on it. And you're wondering probably, how do the grades work in the criteria here? If you're new here, I'll tell you quickly. 1, very simple. How does it look? And 2, is it an upgrade from their former previously used uniforms in the rebranding? And that's pretty much it. Let's take a look, and here's my review on the St. Louis Blues brand new uniform overhaul. The logos, the colors, the jerseys, the whole shebang. Now let's start off with the main logo and colors here. I'm going to pull them up here on the side right now. Now you see both logos here. The first one from 1998 to 2025 to now their new one from 2025 and moving forward. Now the logo is a modernized version of their iconic Blue Note logo, which includes a move from the 3 colors to 2. You see in the old one, it was the royal blue with the gold and white outlines. In the new one, it is the lighter blue with the yellow around it. No white here involved in the new logo. You see it's more of a thicker yellow key lines here on the logo, and the note is slightly reshaped a little bit. And the actual color itself, the Blues are officially now returning to their original palette for their primary colors, the classic blue and yellow, first worn in 1967 like I talked about earlier. Now I gotta say, the Blues logo, I always actually kind of liked it. It's actually a nice simple logo here. Again, a simple music note with the wings on it. It is kind of a cool character feel to it too. But their new one now, like, well, mainly their old one they used back in the day, now revived here, this gets an A grade. I do like the light blue a lot more here than their royal blue. And again, it's very simple here with the thicker yellow lines. Again, 2 colors here. It's simple. It works. A grade. I think it looks really good. Now I'll quickly talk about the alternate logos here. Now you see here, I'm going to be pulling up here. It's the 3 different logos they're having: the Fleur, this STL one, and the River Music logo. And I'm going to talk about all 3 of them. Now the first one, the Fleur logo, the Fleur de Lis is a primary St. Louis icon featured in the city's flag. Now the Fleur mark is infused with a treble clef footed by a note head. Combination of what they're known for in St. Louis here with the Fleur de Lis here. It's a cool little knot here combining both. It actually looks pretty good. Again, it's a simple one, but it does work. Another one here, the St. Louis one, just labeled STL. The STL mark is a bold treble clef inspired design that harmonizes St. Louis and the blues musical roots. Again, more blues musical theme here. Again, for a team called the St. Louis Blues, it does make sense. Again, another simple logo. It is a pretty good one though. But this last one I gotta say is my favorite, the River Music one. It's a really cool one. Now they worded here, the iconic gateway arches reflecting in the mighty Mississippi, and they come together in one to form a trumpet that pays tribute to the historic musical scene of downtown St. Louis. I know it might be a little bit wacky, but I gotta give credit here because they put a bunch of different things into one logo, little subtle things, but it does work really nicely here. The river lines on the bottom of the trumpet here with the arch here on top, which is also St. Louis is known for, with the trumpet here as like the main part of it. It is a really good one. Overall, all 3 alternate logos, they are really cool. And I gotta say, for a hat, they actually would be pretty cool to have. I actually would get a hat with the River Music logo. I think it's actually a really cool one. But overall, the alternate logos, they get an A grade. They're all simple here, but they do work really well. Again, nothing crazy. They're alternate logos. Now I'll quickly talk about the word marks here. I'll put a picture over here. The top one is the primary word mark here, and the bottom one is more the illustrative one. Now I'm reading here what it talks about. The primary word mark embodies a steady flow of the Mississippi River, while the illustrative version builds upon this foundation with the typography details inspired by W.C. Handy's 1914 St. Louis Blues sheet music cover. Again, reading more about it, this is actually very interesting. Now the cool little word mark, it is cool. I do actually like the illustrative word mark here. It actually has a kind of little style to it. It's a simple one, but it's also good. Now let's get to the actual thing here with this channel here. That is the jersey review. Let's go through both jerseys here and talk about their alternate jerseys they're doing for this upcoming season. Now quickly here, I'm going to pull up here both uniforms history. The one on the left you're going to see is the one they used since 2014 with their home, road, and that alternate one they have in the middle, which we'll talk about. And on the right, you'll see the new uniforms with the home, road, and that alternate one in the middle. Now I'm going to pull up here on the side the 2017 Winter Classic jersey that is inspiring for their new home uniform. And the one you're going to see right now is the 2022 Winter Classic jersey, which also is inspiration for their road uniform. Now you see the home jersey, like I said, is very similar to the 2017 Winter Classic uniform, but inspiration from their 1960s original uniforms they wore. It is the blue base with the iconic logo here in the middle, their new updated one here with the blue and yellow here. You see the striping here with the white a little bit on here with the main gold one in the middle, and on the bottom here with the striping, you're going to see the white, blue, yellow, blue, and white. Now I gotta say that all blue, that new blue color they have, again, I like the logo a lot, but this jersey does work really well. I actually looked back and I did like their 2017 Winter Classic uniform. I think that light blue fits it a lot more in my opinion. Their old uniforms are pretty good, but this one here is a really solid one. Now my main concern here with the jersey is that the jersey is a blue base and also the logo is a blue base, but they do have the yellow here key lines on the actual wings and the note itself, so it is going to pop a little bit. I just want to see how it's going to look on the ice itself. Is that you're not going to see the logo as much on the jersey? I'm not too sure about that, but there is a good chance for that to happen, but still it is a good uniform. I think the blue does really pop though, and the yellow lines here on the stripes on the side and on the bottom here also go really well. I'm going to give this one an A grade. Now let's take a look at the road jersey. Much like I talked about, it is similar to the 2022 Winter Classic jersey. However, if you saw in the 22 Winter Classic one, you saw that it was not a white base. It was more of like an off-white bone antique kind of feel to it. But you see the new one is basically the same thing, but is the traditional white for the road uniform. And you see there's a lot more stripes, particularly on the top here. You're going to have the blue a little bit on the top with the white and yellow striping, and also on the sleeves, so you're going to see the blue, yellow, blue, and on the bottom here, you're going to see the blue, yellow, blue with the white on the bottom. And you can see this is a very vintage kind of feel to it, but I gotta say the road uniform also looks good just as much as the home one. You definitely see that the logo here in the middle pops a lot more because the base jersey is white with the logo still being intact here, and you see a lot of the gold lines here within the logo. This does look really good. And you know what? I'm also going to give this one an A grade. I think both uniforms look really, really good here. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards the white one because the logo pops a lot more here. But overall, both these look really good. And I actually kind of like it how the road uniform is slightly different here than the home one. Whereas the home one is kind of just a plain blue here, nothing on the top. But the road has a little bit more striping here, particularly on the top. But I like how this team has both different feels when they both get A grades because I do actually like them. The white though, the road, I might like a little bit more, but still they're both good in their own right. And of course, I talked about it before with the alternate jersey you saw here before in the graphic. They are going to keep that navy base one they wore for the home for the past couple of seasons. They are going to keep that around for an alternate jersey. Now, I'm assuming it is, again, just for the 25-26 season. There's nothing confirmed about what's going to happen the following year. Maybe in 26-27, we might get an alternate uniform down the line, a brand new one. But for this one, they're probably just going to keep it in the mold just for the rest of the year. We don't know how many games it's going to be for, maybe just for a couple, who knows. Still, the navy jersey isn't that bad, but I don't want them to wear it that much because that blue one I think is a lot better, and they could potentially do a really good alternate uniform, I will think, with these colors. Overall, I will say with the St. Louis Blues, it is a vintage feel for these uniforms, and I'm kind of seeing a trend here, not just with hockey, you saw with the Boston Bruins, but a bunch of other teams, even with the Jets back in the day when they did a uniform overhaul a few years ago. They're going to more of a throwback vintage feel, and I feel like a lot of fans like the old school uniform, so it wouldn't shock me if we're going to see a bunch of other teams down the line going back to the roots of the older uniforms, or at least an inspiration with it, kind of doing some past special jerseys and making it more of their primary with some old school colors in it. But overall, again, St. Louis Blues gets an A grade for the overall rebranding. Vintage look, looks really good. I'm going to get a hat with that River Music logo, and I might have to get myself that road jersey because that logo pops so nicely. And also the home jersey, it's pretty good too. But what do you think of the St. Louis Blues brand new vintage rebranding overhaul? What was your favorite logo of the bunch? What's your favorite jersey? Was my grades too high? Let me know down below what you think. As always, you can follow Fonz Talks Jerseys on YouTube. Definitely subscribe, hit the bell, tell a friend, and tell a couple of friends. Follow the Instagram page at Fonz Talks Jerseys for some Instagram exclusive content on there. Also, check out my personal YouTube page, Fonz the Falcon, which is my grab bag of stuff. I recently did a vlog of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4, my journey to picking it up, and some other stuff on there on the channel. You're going to see a bunch of grab bag stuff on there. Again, non-jersey stuff, because the jersey stuff is only going to be exclusive here on Fonz Talks Jerseys. You can follow my personal Instagram and TikTok page at Fonz the Falcon. The links for all that, as usual, or down below. You got a lot of other stuff coming up here on the channel. A lot of good video ideas coming about, and we're going to be churning out a bunch here again with this new studio, so definitely want to stay tuned for that. It's going to be some good stuff. If you want to comment down below, give me your Jersey take, because I'm going to be eventually doing episode 2 of the Jersey Court. I want to get the fans more involved here. You can comment down below your Jersey take, or even DM the Instagram page again at Fonz Talks Jerseys. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Have a good day, good night, good evening, whenever you're watching said video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.